Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the very first edition of That's News to Me. I'm your excellent host, Reginald Winchester, and we have a great show for you tonight. Ashley Hunsaker, the Vice President of Mock Trial at the University of Arizona, is our guest tonight. And with that, we'll move on to our top story. Our top story tonight, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez infuriated U.S. officials with his sarcastic United Nations presentation last Wednesday, in which he said, "Yesterday, the devil came here," referring to Bush's speech from the same stage about 24 hours earlier. "And it still smells of sulfur today, this table that I am now standing in front of." Chavez then crossed himself, brought his hands together as if in prayer, and looked up to the ceiling of the Assembly chamber, prompting noticeable applause from some of the anti-American countries. Former President Bill Clinton was reached for comment and said that the language Chavez used in his United Nations speech was unfortunate.
"Obviously, I think he made a mistake to do it. I wish he hadn't done it,"
said Clinton on Wednesday.
"He's not hurting us, just himself and his country."
All the while being very careful not to say that he agreed with Chavez's sentiments. In a related story, Karl Rove stated that the next time he was at the United Nations, he would make sure he would wear less cologne, and so the sulfur smell wouldn't be as strong. And Hillary Clinton, also reached for comment, stated that, "Damn, no one was supposed to know that I was at the United Nations that day." Our next story tonight, a new battle strategy is being employed in Iraq. According to an Associated Press article, digging security trenches around Baghdad could help stop the city's daily suicide bomb attacks, car bombs, drive-by shootings, and sectarian violence. The Iraqi government believes that this strategy will be very effective. The announcement that the government is considering such a move coincided with an appeal by Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki to Iraqis to set aside their sectarian differences and embrace his national reconciliation plan. A trench network is one of the several proposals being discussed to bolster the sprawling capital city's security. According to an Interior Ministry spokesman, the trenches could block roads and entrances into Baghdad. In addition, enforcement would be toughened up at up to 28 checkpoints within the Baghdad borders. Security commanders have to approve the idea, which have some officials opposed to it, the spokesman said, without elaborating why. This clearly gives us a good picture of how bad the security in Iraq is, to the point where they are adopting medieval battle strategies. In addition to these trenches, the Iraqi government will now be making sure that every session of the Iraqi parliament will be held at a round table. The Iraqi president now wishes to be referred to as King Arthur, and the Iraqi oil ministry will now be converted to the Commission for Protection Against Dragons. Dragons now being seen as the #1 security threat to Iraq. Out of Utah today, a second bag of spinach contaminated with toxic E. coli bacteria has been found, and regulators hope it will offer clues about an outbreak that has now sickened over 173 people and killed as many as 3. A bag of spinach found in New Mexico last week helped experts pinpoint suspect farms in 3 counties in California's Salinas Valley, but the FDA said spinach grown outside of those countries is safe to eat. The specific E. coli strain is the same as the one found in the nationwide outbreak. The FDA said 173 cases of illness due to E. coli have been reported to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, including 27 with a serious type of kidney failure called hemolytic uremic syndrome. There have been 92 hospitalizations and 1 death in 25 states. FDA officials said even if everyone stopped eating spinach when warnings were first issued around September 15th, they would expect to receive reports about illnesses into October, because it often takes 2 or 3 weeks to hear of possible cases. Perform the necessary tests and get the results back. This story has given hope to the millions of children out there who hate their green vegetables. Now they can say to their parents, "I can eat it if you want me to risk my life." A strange coincidence within the past few weeks, McDonald's has reported record sales. Hang up and drive is the new rallying call from the governor's office. Drivers in California will need an earpiece or speaker to use their cell phones in their car, under a bill signed by Friday by Governor Schwarzenegger. Motorists could face fines of up to $50 if they violate the law, which makes it an infraction to hold a cell phone while driving. It takes effect July 1st, 2008, and is similar to laws in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Washington, D.C. A first offense will be punishable by a $20 fine, while subsequent violations will carry $50 fines. Calls made to emergency service providers are exempt, of course.
The simple fact is, it's dangerous to talk on your cell phone while driving.
Schwarzenegger said during a bill signing ceremony at an Oakland hotel, citing highway accident figures.
So getting people's hands off their phones and onto their steering wheels is going to make a big difference in road safety.
Cell phone use is at the top cause of accidents triggered by distracted drivers, according to California Highway Patrol statistics dating to 2001. A Harvard University study released in 2002 estimated that about 5% of U.S. traffic accidents are caused by a driver talking on a cell phone. The other 95%? Old people. Governor Schwarzenegger said,
"The important part of the bill is that you can still carry assault weapons and watch any one of my Terminator movies while driving. Remember, I am like the man on the Atlas, except instead of holding up the world, I hold up California."
And now for a very special report from our most beloved correspondent, one close to our hearts. They're fresh off his tour from scenic downtown Yuma. He is here reporting live from Iraq. Kermit the Frog. Hi there, Kermit, can you hear me?
Why, yes, Reginald, I can.
Good, good. So tell us, where are you right now?
Well, at the moment, I am on the outskirts of Baghdad in one of the newly constructed battle trenches for Iraqi security.
Oh yes, the new battle strategy that Iraq military has adopted.
No, actually.
No?
No, they are actually turning these trenches into local hangouts for neighborhood children.
Neighborhood children are hanging out in dirt-filled trenches on the outskirts of Baghdad.
Yes, and they have become nice places for them to come and relax and trade different amounts of sugar. Apparently, sugar is very expensive here in Iraq.
Kermit, are you sure that they are trading sugar?
Of course I am. Why else would they be acting so pumped up and energetic and then depressed 5 minutes later? But it's strange. They sell it in little bags.
Kermit, are you an Iraqi coke dane?
No, of course not. I respect you and my job way too much to do something like that. Oh yes, give me 2 kilos. What? 50 million dinars? Are you kidding me? That's more than a month's rent on my pond.
Kermit, are you buying cocaine as we speak?
I can't help it. One snort and I am south of the Baghdad border.
Oh dear, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty, and witty, and yay! Ah!
What's going on?
Apparently I declared jihad on the wrong infidels because they are surrounding me with their weapons.
Oh no, Kermit. Is there any reasoning with them?
Of course not, Reginald. They are terrorists, and we know there is no reasoning with terrorists.
Well, as you know, it is the policy of our country not to negotiate with terrorists.
I know, Reginald. It's not easy being green, especially being a green frog.
Is there anyone you want me to call for you, Kermit?
Call my brothers, the Budweiser frogs.
What about your wife, Miss Piggy?
No, that swine. She has been cheating on me with George Clooney, that cow.
Don't you mean pig, Kermit?
I know what kind of farm animal my
Well,
wife
we have
is.
a very
Thank you very
special treat
much.
tonight. Oh, of course. I'm so excited.
terribly
I don't
sorry,
even believe it
Kermit.
myself.
Well, good luck,
We
I
pulled a
guess.
couple strings,
Thanks,
paid people
Reginald.
$3,000, and we were able
Come
to
on,
get a
guys.
special
Can't
guest
we all
for you
just
tonight.
get along?
President Bush stopped
Kermit
by
the Frog,
and gave us
everyone.
all some words to motivate us and inspire us in ways that only he can. And here's the video of that speech. Good evening, America. I come before you tonight to talk to you about some very serious national security threats. These threats have been plaguing our nation for several years now. This first threat is one of terror, and these terrorists are out to get us. They're out to follow us and out to watch us. And that's why I've implemented a new government program to listen to these terrorists and what they are doing, because it is very important for us to keep an eye on these terrorists. This new plan is called Project Santa Claus. I call it Project Santa Claus because it knows when you're sleeping. It knows what you're doing. It knows when you've been bad or good. So be good, for goodness sake. Now, I also like to talk to you tonight about the very important midterm elections. As you have probably noticed, as I have, as Karl Rove has explicitly told me, my poll numbers have been going up the past few weeks. That's right, 44%. 44 out of 1,000 people love me. Absolutely love me. So it's very important that you vote Republican this midterm election to keep me in office, because I do not want to be voted out. No, sir. That would be very, very disappointing. That's right. I just used the word disappointing because I am the President of the United States.